Hello everyone, my name is Kelly, and I am here today to talk to you about Microsoft Visual Studio for Mac. Visual Studio is Microsoft's software development suite for Windows. And until recently, there was no Visual Studio for Mac. Well, except for Visual Studio Code, but that's really a different product altogether. Last year, Microsoft purchased Xamarin, a company which was focused on bringing Microsoft's .NET platform to other operating systems like Linux and OS X. They subsequently took Xamarin's capable Xamarin Studio and rebranded it with the Visual Studio name as Visual Studio for Mac. Today, I'm going to give you a brief tour of Visual Studio for Mac and quickly run through the process for creating an iOS application using it. So you'll see here, I've got Visual Studio for Mac on the screen. It's already open. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to click New Project. Now I'm going to come down, and here you'll see there's a range of projects available, everything from the classic ASP.NET through Android, tvOS, and iOS. You click iOS and click Single View App. It's a very simple thing. I've got C# selected here. Single View App is a very simple app to start with. Now I'm going to name this app. I'm going to name it Demo. And you'll see here I've got two device types selected as it's set up for, iPad and iPhone. And it's set with a target of iOS 10.1. Come in, check these settings. And here we go. Okay, now we have the project open. And you'll see here it's set to run on an iPhone 7 simulator. And it's got a very familiar list of all the files here in the solution on the left. And you'll see, for those of you who are familiar with .NET, you'll quickly see some familiar things like these references, this references folder. But for those of you who are familiar with iOS, you'll notice there are also a lot of iOS app components here. You'll see here's the assets folder. The file names are named similar, like App Delegate and View Controller and the storyboards. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through real quick. We're going to open the main storyboard. And as that loads, we will see the layout for our application eventually. On the right here, you'll notice the toolbox. These are all the objects we can drop on the screen in our layout. Here are the different controls. And below it, you'll see a properties section. This has widget stuff. This is for settings for like your labels, text, etc. Layout for laying out stuff, and then for events for mapping events. You'll see some of that in a moment. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to come up here to the view, and I want to look specifically at the iPhone and in terms of screen size. I'm going to select the iPhone 6 Plus, and I'm going to drop a label on it. I'm going to line it up right there. Now you'll see I've got the label selected. Under widget here, I have several different options, including for configuring that label. I can change the font size. I'm going to bring it up to, let's just say 32. And I can change the text. Hello world. I'm going to come over here and make this label a little bigger so you can see all of that. Let's center it. And there we go, basic hello world, right? Now we've got to add a quick button. Come down here, I'm going to change the text in that button. It's going to say, press me, because this is a touch application after all. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it wires in with the events. So we're going to double click on this, and it's going to give me some options here of where I want to add the event handler for the click button. Now it's telling me to use the arrow keys to select where in the code I want to place the event handler. So I'm going to come down here and I press enter, and boom, there's the event handler. Now I didn't label the button, so it's just using this UI button 6. What we're going to do, we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to change the text on the button when we click on it. So I'm going to go to sender.set title, and we're going to say thank you. I'm going to set the control state to just normal. Boom. Now, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click this play button here. That's going to start the simulator and run the program. So now it is compiling the program and opening up the debugger with the simulator. There's the iOS simulator, and there's the app. So now what we do, you come in, you see here, here's my hello world, and here's the button. If I click on this button, boom, it says thank you. Well, that's really all we're going to cover today. It's a very quick demo, as I said. There's so much more you can do with this, and it's really kind of interesting to see what happens when you start coding with C# in an iOS environment. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this.